why do they make him look like meat? Why don't you just embrace what you are, bro? Like, if you're a pea protein, just be pea protein.
It should just be shaped like peas.
Just be a pea. What are you doing? Why are you looking like I thought you don't want to eat chicken. Why are you looking like chicken?
Well,
looking like a burger.
There's a clear answer here.
Okay.
So I walked into Central Market, right? We just did this, Aaron. You walk into Central Market and the first thing you see when you leave the produce is a counter of fake meat that Central Market is making or they're selling. It's like a meat counter, but it's all fake meat. And there's fake meat Korean barbecue ribs, fake meat pork sausage, fake meat bacon, fake meat ground beef, you name it. There's fake meat everything. And it's because I think it's very clear, and I don't think that vegans see the irony in this, and this is said with all the empathy and love and compassion for vegans in the world. You're clearly craving meat in your mind, and we know this. There are studies where we put EEG leads, so electroencephalography, which is how we track seizures and activity in different areas of the brain. You can put these leads on people's heads. We may have talked about the study in the past. And you can show people who are vegetarian or vegan pictures of meat, and you can show omnivore pictures of meat. And, you know, like in the conscious brain, vegans and vegetarians have an aversive response to meat. Omnivores have a positive response. But in the unconscious brain, both the vegans, the vegetarians, and the omnivores have a positive response to the meat. That's why it's shaped like meat. Because even though you have decided that you don't want to eat meat, your brain and your body still knows that meat is foundational for human history, life, vitality. It's a part of our evolution that is inescapable. It probably made us human. Eating meat made us human because
it's
of
only
nutrients.
2 million years.
Exactly.
It's not
Like,
that much time.
The human brain only tripled in size when we started eating meat and hunting. Like, it's probably not that big a deal. It only tripled in size.
Yeah.
So that's why it's shaped like meat, is that you are a vegan or vegetarian thinking, I really want some barbecue ribs. Man, I just want to eat some ground beef. Okay, there it is right there. Except it's made from wheat gluten and soybeans, and it's made from canola oil. And this is hilarious. You look at the label on these fake meats at Central Market, there's literally 57 things on the label. 57 ingredients. Fake vitamins, binders, preservatives, 57 ingredients for your vegan bacon. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, yeah, this is ridiculous. Yeah.
And so really important caveat that we've shared, I think probably every time we've talked, is when, and both of us, not that I'm going to speak for you, but I believe both of us are talking about eating meat. We're not talking about are they called CAFOs? Like industrialized farm and just like, it seems like collectively, vegan, vegetarian, carnivore, whatever, everybody can agree that the meat industry largely sucks. And there's regenerative farms.
Better ways to do it.
There's better ways to do it. And there's a similar conversation where, you know, Monsanto and monocropping and so like all of that kills a lot of creatures. So that sucks too. There's probably better ways to do that. So there's a deeper, more nuanced conversation here that gets lost in the provocative, you know, Instagram titles.
We should touch on this because I love shitting on plant-based milks, because the rhetoric around plant-based milks is so brazenly false that it gets me really triggered. And so you look at Oatly, or you look at whatever oat milk you've got. We pulled 2 of them off the shelf at Central Market today, and both of them say this sort of boilerplate rhetoric: better for you, better for the planet. And you think, oh, it's better for the planet that you're monocropping a field full of pesticides, that you're destroying the complete ecosystem in that field, everything that was there before, that you're tilling the soil, that you're depleting the soil of nutrients, and that you're putting all sorts of harmful things into this land. That's better for the planet.
Eventually leading to desertification of
exactly. That's better for the planet. But that's what Oatly says on the side of their bottle. And then they also say better for you. And I think, oh, better for you when it contains seed oils? Like, no, better for you because it's oxidizing your LDL. Better for you because it's increasing your cardiovascular disease risk. No, we've just gone so astray. Like, people just don't understand the reality. And you can say anything you want, I guess, on these packages. And that's why I feel compelled to say, hey, I think this is false. I think this is a lie on the side of these bottles. This plant-based milk is not better for humans. It's not better for the planet in any way, shape, or form. And it's not better for you, even if it's just almonds and water. It's not better for you because almonds are a seed. We've talked about this on previous podcasts. Seeds have defense chemicals. They have digestive enzyme inhibitors, phytic acid. And that's not to mention all the oat milks and almond milks that have carrageenan, a compound from algae that's known to irritate the gut, cause gut issues, or seed oils, et cetera, et cetera. So it's
kind of comparable. Like, one of the values of an animal is it's almost like a shotgun approach of getting vital nutrients.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting analogy that's just popping up to my mind. It's like, it doesn't need anything else. It just comes equipped with what you need. It's kind of interesting that in those plant-based milk substitutes, it needs a whole bunch of stuff to be okay, and stabilizers and thickeners and sweeteners and all of that. It's kind of interesting. Like, it's almost like allegory.
It's very ironic. If you look at the nutrition facts on a package of ground beef, which is just beef, there's a lot of nutrients in there. There's iron, there's B12, there's K2, and not all these are on the labels, but there's bioavailable protein. But there's creatine, there's carnitine. If you look at the nutrition facts on a bottle of plant milk that's just almonds and water, there's like nothing on there.
Yeah.
There's no nutrients there. And the nutrients that are there are not very bioavailable. Like, say you'd say, oh, almonds are high in magnesium. Well, that magnesium is not very bioavailable because it's chelated by phytic acid.
Yeah.
So in order for plant-based meat, quote unquote, to have anything of substance on the nutrition label, they have to add a bunch of synthetic vitamins. And this is the thing with Impossible Burger or Beyond Meat. If you look at their nutrition label, it might say, oh, it's got this zinc, or it's got this iron, or it's got this. Well, that's because they added synthetic things to it. It's not actually in any of the food that they put in there. There's not a lot of food in plant-based meat, but one could argue that soybeans or methylcellulose, which is essentially wood dust, that's not really food. But, to make it look like there's nutrients, they have to add a bunch of synthetic nutrients. If you look at any animal food, whether it's eggs or meat or milk, those nutrition labels are just full of nutrients with nothing added.